Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for April 25th, 2020, from Deuteronomy chapter 8. Here we learn how God takes care of His people. They were traveling in the wilderness for 40 years, and there was no Walmart, there was no convenience stores. They only had what they had with them. And did it wear out? Strangely enough, or maybe I shouldn't say strangely enough, God provided. Let's pick it up with verse 4. Your clothing did not wear out on you, and your foot did not swell these 40 years. Wow. At this point, I'm extremely jealous. My running shoes barely lasts about 500 miles, maybe a year and a half if I'm lucky, and for 40 years, their sandals, their clothing did not wear out. God truly does care for us and for the people of Israel. But let's continue on with verse 6. So you shall keep the commandments of the Lord your God by walking in His ways and by fearing Him. God has a good sense of humor. By walking in His ways, as they were walking for 40 years? Yes. But again, the emphasis is that they are going to keep the commandments of God. We have a God who takes care of them, a God who provides for them. Why wouldn't they want to do what God wants them to do? Well, welcome to our sinful human nature. How quickly do we forget? But God will even remind them of that. Verse 11. Take care lest you forget the Lord your God by not keeping His commandments and His rules and His statutes which I command you today, lest when you have eaten and are full and have built good houses and live in them, and when your herds and flocks multiply, and your silver and gold is multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied, then your heart be lifted up, and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. Why do we learn the commandments? Because God has indeed blessed us. And sometimes we get a little too comfortable with all those blessings from God, and we take them for granted. And then we would forget about God. So God's already forewarning the people, don't forget about me. Don't take the commandments for granted. Realize that everything you have is a gift from God. God does indeed bless us in many ways beyond what we can realize. God is still there, just as He provided for the people of Israel in their 40 years wandering in the wilderness. God took care of them. God does take care of us. So in the midst of our anxiety, in the midst of our fears, we should put those fears and anxiety aside and realize that God has indeed blessed us. What happens when the blessings of God seem to diminish, when some of these blessings may be taken away or they're no longer there? I like what the book of Job reminds us in Job chapter 2, verse 10. Job says, shall we receive good from God, and shall we not receive evil? We have to remember we do have a God who cares for us, a God who has blessed us. And there are going to be some days that are going to be good and wonderful days, and then there are going to be some days where it almost seems like they're evil days. Regardless what day it is for you, whether it's a good day or an evil day or somewhere in between, there's one thing I am absolutely sure of, that God is still taking care of you. Join me again tomorrow as we find out that, yes, we're still sinners, and even after we're Christians, we are still sinners. But yet, God's grace is good. Don't worry, I'll expand that a little bit more tomorrow. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you'd like to support this program, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.